what about this economy? It's pretty rough, right? It's pretty rough. In Las Vegas, revenues are crashing. I don't know if you're aware of this. And Sin City may be down, but believe me, there's still a sin surplus everywhere in the world. So you all better watch out, because God may be moving in with another big hurricane. And this time I won't be able to blame it on my wife's storming in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a serious. That's what I blamed the last one on. What's that?
Better watch it tonight.
Exactly. So, speaking of the drug lords and drugs, I was reminded of Michael Jackson. And I apologize. I'm not going to say anything bad about Mr. Jackson. I realize we're all still sort of celebrating the new July holiday, Michael Jackson Day. But what's the deal with Michael Jackson? Where's he buried? Where's he going to be buried? I mean, they spent $500,000 on his funeral, right? And they won't let him even be buried in his own backyard of Neverland. That's a real problem for me. I bury bodies in my backyard all the time. Nobody said a word yet about it. Nobody's even commented on it. There's no deed restriction in the Woodlands for this. But please, everybody, I don't want you to blame yourselves for something, okay? I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but North Korea was thinking of taking their nuclear weapons and popping us while we were all mesmerized with the King of Pop, because he was on TV for 2 weeks non-stop coverage, right? So please don't blame yourself for not knowing anything about it. I just want to assure everybody that you don't need to worry about these nuclear weapons, these missiles that are aimed at us. You don't need to worry about them, because our government is watching out for us. All right?
You have a problem with that?
You know, there are wars going on around the world. There are rumors of wars. There are terrorists, right? There are hurricanes. And the one entity in this world that I know we can trust to take care of us in any situation is the United States government. Yeah? No?
You are Canadian.
That's something. Well, believe me, that's something we can all agree on, no matter what our political affiliation is. But the government will take care of us. We can all agree on it. Okay. Now, I would like to talk about and enumerate one by one the benefits of growing old. Okay? Benefit number one.
Medicare.
Bankrupt.
That doesn't qualify, but I've got a long list here. Okay? Benefit number one.
You can't hear what people tell you.
How about those Astros? How do you think they're going to do here the second half of the season? Are they going to make it to the World Series? My son reviewed my comedy, and he said it's like a cancerous tumor. It needs to all be cut out. That was his comment. Now, I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Governor Mark Sanford of South Carolina. You all know him? Okay, he is still the pro-family values governor of the United States. He recently admitted to having an affair with a woman in Argentina. Not only did he admit to this, but he said that he felt like she was his soulmate, and that he liked her even more than his own wife. That's what he said. And he also said she was very hot. But I want to emulate these pro-family value governor, and so I want to do the same type of family practices that he does. So I will now commence to verbally bash my marriage. But before doing so, I need to get permission from my wife. Tracy. I will not be able to verbally bash my marriage tonight. But I have been given permission to talk about marriage in America. 50% of the marriages in America end in divorce. And I'm wondering, why do we have a problem with this? I mean, somebody gets married, they're married a few years, then they get divorced, then they get a new partner. What's the deal here? Absolutely nobody that I know of gets upset if you buy a car, use it for a few years, trade it in, and then you get a new, shiny car. Right? I mean, really. Have you all ever wondered what couples really have to look forward to in life? You've all wondered this. Well, in Kansas, they are investigating the very bizarre case of a woman who sat on her boyfriend's toilet for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
We've all been there. 2 years. Ness County Sheriff Brian Whipple said that the woman's body actually atrophied and she was attached to the toilet by natural means. The medical personnel had to take a crane to lift her up off that toilet. Okay? She's now in the hospital and she's not talking to anybody. But her boyfriend is talking. And he said that his girlfriend stayed in his bathroom for 2 years of her own free will. He called police to say, hey, there's something wrong with my girlfriend. Well, he's got that right? But he never ever bothered to mention why it took him 2 years to make this phone call. This story makes me want to say, why? Why can I not have such a nice toilet that it makes me want to sit there for a long time and never leave? Why? On the other hand, why wouldn't a woman want to sit on a toilet for 2 years if her only alternative in life was to live with a man? Think about that. Take that home and ponder that. What's up with this recession? This is horrible, right? This recession is tough. And it's even affecting us here in the Woodland, Joe. Now, if you go out into the woodlands and you look at that tree level, they don't want anything above the trees, you know, but you look down underneath those trees and then you part them, you will see the effects of the recession everywhere. People are now flying commercial airlines instead of private jets. Families are now leasing Mercedes-Benz instead of buying them for their 16-year-old kids. And probably one of the most undignified things that I've seen is when people go to the high-end restaurants. For example, Perry's Grill, where it costs $100 to get a salad. You know, people are now actually parking in the parking lot and they're walking 25 feet into the restaurant rather than pay $5 to the valet. So it's a serious situation. Even he agrees.
Priorities.
Priorities, exactly. Elective cosmetic surgery is down by elective cosmetic surgery has been reduced by 1/2. And so have women's chests. Yeah, you heard me right. Women are only having one breast done. Look, I want to apologize. It's just very, very embarrassing for me to say that word breast. I have a really hard time with it. Unless I happen to be in a restaurant ordering chicken breast. But I didn't. I was able to do it. But honestly, I really don't have a problem with this situation with the elective cosmetic surgery. I don't have a problem with it at all. I myself consider myself very privileged to be able to gaze upon even one breast. I am just hoping that this trend doesn't go to California. And by the way, I'm all natural. Thank you very much. I'm Ted Izatt.